Hi, good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to our group project about running technique analysis, where we are going to analyze each other's running techniques and give some feedback. My name is Val, and I'm going to be analyzing Kexin's running first. So, starting with what she did well. So, her head remains mostly level with minimal flexing. This indicates reasonable shock absorption. So, her angle of backswing is approximately 55 degrees, which is between the ideal angle of 50 to 60 degrees. A strong arm backswing is good for running because it helps maintain balance and improves energy efficiency. So when running, elbow should be bent between 70 and 110 degrees for maximum efficiency. This will reduce upper body tension. So this is her knee flexion. So it refers to the bending of the knee when the foot first contacts the ground. For knee flexion, the ideal range is between 15 and 20 degrees. So hip flexion occurs when the thigh moves behind the body during propulsion. So the ideal target is 150 degrees or less, and hers is exactly 150. This means that her hip is extended and this increases propulsive force. Is this an example of an incorrect running form because she's bending at the waist and her head is almost directly above the knee. This excessive forward lean causes shifts the center of gravity farther forward and increases the load on lower back and hips, often causing the runner to rely excessively on the quadriceps and calves for support. Over time, this posture can lead to lower back pain, hip flexor strain, and quadriceps overuse injuries. So this can be corrected by improving postural awareness, core stability, and hip mechanics. Some examples of core strengthening exercises are planks, dead bugs, which will help maintain an upright torso. Strengthening the gluteus maximus and improving hip extension through drills like hip hinges and wall drills will also encourage propulsion from the hips instead of collapsing forward. So as you can see, her foot is landing slightly in front of her center of gravity, even though it should be landing below her center of gravity. This often leads to a braking force, resulting in wasted energy. So this will cause shin splits, tibial stress fractures, heel pain, and lower back strain. Overstriding is best addressed by encouraging a shorter stride length and a slightly higher cadence, which will help the foot land closer to the center of gravity. So drills like high knees, escapes, and can reinforce this pattern. Lower knee lift. Okay, this is an example of low knee lift. So it reduces the foot clearance and limits active hip flexion during the swing phase, often causing the runner to compensate by overstriding or increasing ground contact time. This increases the loading on hamstring calves and increases the risk of hamstring strains, calf strain, Achilles tendinopathy. Reduced knee drag also places greater repetitive stress on the shin and the foot, increasing the likelihood of shin split, plantar fasciitis, and general running inefficiency, which can contribute to fatigue-related overuse injuries. So this can be improved by doing drills like high knees, butt kicks, escapes. So excessive arm swing across the torso promotes unnecessary rotation, putting unnecessary strain on her upper body. This can also increase stress on her hips and knees. So this can be corrected by promoting a more relaxed forward backward arm swing driven from the shoulders rather than the elbows. So reminding the runner to keep their hands moving from the hip to the chest helps limit excessive cross-body movement. So as you can see, her knee collapses slightly inwards when she lands. So this would increase abnormal stress on the joint, the knee, and the surrounding soft tissues, increasing the risk of iliotibial band syndrome and knee strain. Over time, this poor alignment can reduce like shock absorption and contribute to knee pain or ligament overload. Knee valgus can be corrected by improving hip stability and neuromuscular control. So strengthening the gluteus medius and maximus through exercise like lateral band walks, single leg squats, and step downs will help maintain a proper knee alignment. So here she's landing on the inside of her foot. So excessive inward rolling of the foot places continued stress on the plantar fascia and posterior tibial tendon, increasing the likelihood of plantar fasciitis again and shin splints. So overpronation can also contribute to knee pain and overuse injuries. This can be managed by strengthening the foot muscles and ankle stabilizers using exercises like calf raises and balance training. Next, I will be passing on the time to Kexin.
Hi everyone, I'm Kexin from Fitness and Wellness Class 06, and I'll be talking about Mintu's running technique. So I'll be analyzing her running technique. So firstly, I'll start off with what's correct about her form, is that in between the two lines that I've drawn in the video, her head did not bounce out or below as much. And next, you can see from the right side of this video that whenever she runs, her hip is at stable, and whenever she runs, her foot is directly 90 degrees pointing towards the ground. And from the left side photo here, you can see that from her side view, she's having a good posture of stride, and she uses the forefoot stride, which is good as it will reduce impact on her knees, and also she would not feel tension inside her knees or her lower waist. Next, I was talking about what are the areas that need to improve and what injuries that it may sustain, and also how can I correct these errors. So I feel that she have a good running form, and the only thing that she needs to correct is that she needs to have her head and her waist in line with her whole body. As you can see from the photo that her head is leaning towards is leaning more forward to the feet, and the waist is bending. So what can she do is that she can try to keep her body more upright and preventing her waist from bending, so that she won't sustain any back injuries. So what are the likely injuries that she may sustain if it wasn't corrected is that maybe she will have tension on the knees, and there will be more of a lower back pain that she will sustain, as her waist is bending towards the back instead of aligning with the whole body. Thank you. That's all from me. Next, I'll pass on to Mintu.
Everyone, I am Mintu from Class 02, and in this section, I'll be talking about Belle's running technique. In this video, as you can see that Belle's head did not move up or down too much from the two yellow lines drawn in the video, which is a correct form of running. Now, let us move forward with the upper body posture of Belle's from the side view. On the left-hand side, the elbow angle is approximately 86 degrees, which is close to the ideal 90 degrees and allow efficient arm swing. On the right, the trunk angle is about 45 degrees, showing a forward lean. However, this lean appears to originate from the waist rather than the ankles. This posture may reduce running efficiency and increase strain on the lower back. Maintaining a more upright posture with a slight forward lean from the ankles can improve stability and efficiency. Now let us talk about Belle's lower limb mechanics during running. On the left-hand side, the knee angle at initial contact is approximately 17 degrees, indicating a relatively extended knee, which reduces shock absorption and increased impact on the knee joint. On the right-hand side, the hip extension angle during toe-off is about 160 degrees, showing good propulsion. However, the combination of limited knee flexion and strong hip extension may increase stress on the lower limb. Increasing knee flexion at contact may help improve shock absorption and reduce injury risk. Now, let me move forward to share with you about the foot strap pattern of valves from the side view. The circle area show that valve make initial contact with the heel, indicating a heel strap pattern. The vertical reference line on the right shows that the foot lands slightly ahead of the body center of mass, which may increase braking forces. This running pattern can increase impact stress on the lower limb. Landing the foot closer to the hips may help to reduce impact and improve running efficiency. In this slide, I'll be sharing about Belle's lower limb alignment. The circle area on the left-hand side highlights the foot position during push-off. From the back view, we can observe that the foot rotates slightly inwards, suggesting mild overpronation. This may affect ankle stability and increase stress on the lower leg. If not corrected, it may increase the risk of shin splints or ankle injuries. Improving foot alignment and strengthening the ankle and hip muscles can help correct this issue. And on the left-hand side, we can see, now let's talk about the correct form of running. On the left-hand side, we can see an example of the running form where the head, shoulder, hips, and ankles are aligned in a straight column with a slight forward lean from the ankles. This allows runners to stay balanced and run efficiently. However, on the right-hand side, you can see Belle's running form. From point A, it represents the foot contact, point B representing the knees, point C representing the hips, and point D representing the upper body. The misalignment between these points shows that the bell is bending slightly at the waist rather than leaning forward from the ankle. Hence, if Val were to be able to adjust slightly to make her running form in a straighter columns and a slight forward lean, she will be able to run in a good running form.